Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's iOLANDE Melody and I am an independent music artist from the UK. I'm feeling like I want more of a chill vibe, partly because I'm really tired. I know that everyone's on this whole hype of, you know, being productive and stuff, and so am I, but contrary to popular belief, I do actually like to relax sometimes, so yeah. I have put together a list of my top 10 series to watch on Netflix, and I'm going to start with my least favourite and then move all the way up to... Starting from my least favourite, working all the way up to my ultimate favourites. So make sure that you watch until the end, okay? So the first series that I want to talk about is the OA. This one's quite popular, so forgive me if you've already watched this. I will give a brief synopsis. Hold on. 7 years after vanishing from her home, a young woman returns with mysterious new abilities and recruits 5 strangers for a secret mission. This series kind of leaves you guessing because all the way throughout there is still a massive mystery. It's very spiritual. If you class yourself as a bit of a black sheep, I think you'll find this quite relatable. The vibe is quite nice. I would put it in the category of psychological thriller type. I was absolutely hooked on the first series, but I kind of got into the second one and then I think that I was just scrolling on my phone or something. I totally lost it when it got to the second season, so yeah. Awkward. At some point I will get back into the second season, but if I'm perfectly honest, the second season is a completely different vibe and I was just kind of not really getting it. But even that being said, the first season is absolutely fantastic. I think the problem for me though was that I'd waited that long to get to the second season that I just totally lost it. Moving on to the next one, which is much more of a favourite. This one I would probably watch all over again just because the general vibe is just totally me. So this series is called Dare Me. It's just come out on Netflix. I highly recommend. You've got a bunch of hot girls, they're all cheerleaders, they're all complete badass bitches. The series is quite dark, very cinematic, there's a little bit of lesbian action, which I don't think anyone's complaining about, and in general it just kind of inspires you. I don't know whether other people would find this is the case, but for me personally I found it very inspiring how the whole general theme was based around self-discipline and the struggles that these cheerleaders have trying to keep up to such a high standard and to compete in the nationals. It shows the daily lives of each of the cheerleaders. It really shows the struggle of someone who is so determined and they're trying to hold everything together. If you try and push yourself too hard, you can end up being incredibly impulsive and borderline psychotic. Yeah, I find it very relatable, okay? And then if you like Dare Me, you will also like Spinning Out. This stars one of my favourite actresses, Kaya Scodelario. Am I saying that right? I really hope so. Yeah, this is kind of like a similar theme, only she's an ice skater and she's competing for the Olympics, and it shows mainly her story and her struggles. The character that Kaya plays is suffering from manic depression. She's on medication and so is her mother, and it shows her mad quest to be successful and to get to that end goal, but it also shows that she slowly starts to disintegrate because she's putting so much pressure on herself. There's some really mad scenes in it. She's just a fantastic actress. If I was to pick between this one and Dare Me, I'd probably pick Dare Me, but at the same time, this one's definitely a good watch. Okay, the next one is Skins. Now this one is so old school, and if you haven't seen it already, This is my new water bottle. I absolutely love this. And this holds 2 litres. Mad. Anyway, so yeah, the next series is Skins, and good news, I think there's about 6 seasons, so you can really get into this. It's got sex, drugs, hot people, what more could you want? This one also has Kaya Scodelario in and Jack O'Connell. I mean, I could just watch Jack O'Connell stare at a wall for like 2 hours, so yeah, I'm pretty biased. Anything with Jack O'Connell and I'm sold already. I don't even need to read what it's about, I'm just like, yeah, okay. Jack O'Connell, if you're ever watching this, hi. Anyway, about Skins. Skins is also very dark, but at the same time it's very nostalgic. Now, when I say nostalgic, I mean takes you back to your teens, which wasn't that long ago, I swear. Number 5, The Haunting of Hill House. Now, I stopped watching horror movies a while ago. Hold on. I think my camera's gonna die. No. Okay, so the next one is The Haunting of Hill House. Hey guys, really sorry. I forgot to turn my mic on when I turned the camera back on, so yeah, the audio's not going to be as good for the rest of the video. Yeah. Sorry. Absolutely fantastic. I'm not used to watching horror films anymore. I try to avoid them because I'm already scared of the dark and I don't need anything else creeping me out. But I feel like because it's a series, it's less scary because it's not constantly trying to put you on edge and constantly trying to scare you. There's just, like, it comes in waves. There's multiple stories within the story and it's like a big puzzle that you're trying to figure out. Let's read the synopsis. Flashing between past and present, a fractured family confronts haunting memories of their old home and the terrifying events that drove them from it. It follows the storyline of each individual character and it's like stories within a story within a story. It's absolutely gripping. Right, next one is Unbelievable. Now, trigger warning here. This series is strongly based around sexual assault that has happened to multiple women, particularly the main character. However, I was very concerned when I first started watching it that there was going to be a lot of graphic, upsetting scenes. I can tell you that they kept that to the bare minimum. Me personally, I get really upset whenever I happen to come across films that have torture or horrible things in. So if it was okay for me to watch, then hopefully it will be okay for you if you are over 18. I feel like this series has a much deeper meaning to it and there's a message that they're trying to put across. Obviously there's a lot of stigma about girls trying to report incidents that are happening to them and how the justice system deals with said situations. This series leads you through a complete rabbit hole thinking that the main character is a certain type of person, and as it progresses you start to realise that actually that might not be the case. But I don't want to give away spoilers at the same time. Oh, also it's not a docu-series, it's technically fictional, but it's probably based on a true story. Okay, so if you're looking for something a little bit more light-hearted, next series is Love is Blind. I absolutely loved watching this. This one was quite popular, so forgive me if you've already watched this. But for anyone who hasn't, let me tell you, it's definitely worth watching. The trailer does not do it justice at all. I found the trailer to be quite cheesy and there was just something about the vibe that was putting me off. The show is cheesy, but it's just, it's an amazing experiment. Okay, so this dating show is completely different to any other that I have seen. The whole basis is about not being able to see your partner and making a strong commitment to marry them before you even get to see what they look like. Now, I actually love the sound of this. I love the concept. I feel like this one in particular has got such a strong chance of the couples remaining together afterwards. But whether or not that's a reality, you'll have to see to find out. In the first season, there is one character in particular which I actually really empathised with, and that's Jessica. I really do feel like this girl made the show for me. If she wasn't in the show, I'm not quite sure whether I'd have stuck it out till the end. I really think that she would have surprised the producers all the way throughout filming, and I think that the producers should really thank her for the entertainment that she brought to the show and the relatability. Her story alone had elements of shock value. There were some scenes where I thought, God, that is so demoralising. The poor girl, I really do feel for her. Her story did not turn out as planned, and there was almost like a strange dynamic happening with her and another guy. But enough about Jessica, because if you haven't watched the show you won't really understand what I'm talking about. And yeah, so I'm just gonna wrap it up with the fact that the relationships that were developed during the time where they weren't allowed to see each other were profound. It was quite shocking to see how quickly these people developed strong relationships in such a short amount of time. And it was interesting to watch how some of them grew closer after they saw each other and some of them started to realise that they had more differences. Also, right at the end, they all have to arrange a wedding, go all the way through with it, right to the part where they say either I do or I don't, and that is just Like mad tension. Please, please do another season of this. I absolutely loved it. Okay, here's another one that I think that many people have probably watched already, but I've got to put it in there because I absolutely love this. The next series is You. Y-O-U. I'm not going to talk about this too much because I know that a lot of people have probably seen this. However, if you haven't, you have to. I think even though it's got a dark undertone, it's also one of those feel-good series. Like, you can watch it and you can feel like everything's very aesthetically pleasing. I'll just give a brief. So the main character is Joe. He is a very charming psychopath. He is very dedicated when he falls for someone and will go to extreme lengths to win the woman of his dreams. There's been a lot of controversy about whether or not it's actually healthy that the majority of women that watch this actually fall in love with Joe, the main character. Yeah, I'm one of those girls that fell in love with him. I think he's absolutely... yeah, but I have weird taste in men anyway. Like, give me a guy that's broken and psychotically in love with me. Yeah, that's totally me all over. I'm here for that. I'm just being real. Okay, next one is The Stranger. There's only one season so far. Really sad about that. But every single episode is absolutely... amazing. A stranger approaches Adam Price with a disturbing allegation about his wife, Karine. Meanwhile, detectives Joanna and Wes take on a bizarre case. So the series is about a stranger, obviously. She appears to be on a mission to ruin people's lives, but I have a different opinion. Her whole objective is to go up to random people. She somehow knows people's business. All these deep details of their life and hidden secrets that nobody else knows. And it's almost like she uses a form of blackmail on some, and then with others she tells them a dark secret that potentially frees them from living a lie. But the domino effect from her telling this information to various people starts to catapult into so many different storylines, and every single storyline is intertwined with the other, and it's quite hard to kind of keep up with, so you definitely have to be paying attention throughout the entire series. But that's not very hard because it's really interesting. It's also British. It's really nice to watch because I'm one of those people that hates how fake society is, and I observe how so many people have really fake lives, and I love the idea of truth being revealed, even if it hurts. So I was kind of watching this and I was thinking, yeah, don't live a lie. Okay, this one is the absolute ultimate favourite show in my life, Black Mirror. I think Charlie Brooker is an absolute genius. This show is not for the faint-hearted, but I tell you now, everybody needs to watch this series. Everyone. The good news is you don't have to follow along necessarily because each episode is almost like a mini film. However, Black Mirror stans will tell you that every single episode is connected, and I believe that they are. But there is an episode for everyone. The whole theme is very dark, but at the same time there's so many different avenues that the episodes go through. Take Nosedive, for example. Very aesthetically pleasing, very pink and fluffy, but at the same time has a very dark undertone. Now you'll notice that I've actually used a lot of the scenes from Nosedive in my previous videos because this is one of my favourite episodes. This series really does open your eyes. It makes you think about society as a whole, technology and where it is going, the psychology of people in general, and how technology alters people's lives so much. Black Mirror predicts so many catastrophic, futuristic ideas that I believe potentially all of them could happen, and it's scary. Fuck. What did I say before? It shows me that there are other people out there who think the same, who see the dark side of where our future is heading, or was heading anyway. There's also an element of dark humour involved in a lot of Charlie Brooker's work, which, you know, can lighten it up a little bit. The series isn't all doom and gloom at all, it's just dark. Like, it's got a deep meaning. Okay guys, that's all for today. That's pretty much my ultimate favourites. If you have a favourite series that you would like to recommend to me, comment it down below, because, you know, I'm in quarantine as well and I need shows to watch. I've watched all of these, so yeah. I don't really like dumb comedy though, so don't recommend that. If you could, like, subscribe, put the notification bell thingy on, yeah, that would be great, because algorithms suck and I need views. Because I don't have a job, okay? That's the reality. And in return I will continue to post fantastic content. Yeah, it'll just keep getting better, so yeah. Okay, love you, bye!